All right, good afternoon. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for the Twitch crowd hanging around. Hope it wasn't too long. Had a couple of extra things I tried squeezing in there that I didn't realize I'd forgotten. But we are about to embark. We've got our YouTube folks aboard. We are heading from St. Louis Lambert International to Port Columbus, now John Glenn Columbus Airport. Uh, and I'll have to say, I think that's fitting. John Glenn, while I didn't agree with many of his politics, was a really, really great guy. What all he did with space, what all he did with politics. Again, may not agree with what he says or did, but he was true, not a I'm here just because they'll take me kind of person, like many seem to be today. Anyway, that's about as much of politics I want to get into on stream. This is not the place for that. This is the place to sit back, relax, enjoy a ride. We're going to be flying Zibo. You are going to go, my goodness, this is PMDG. Yeah, except one thing. Where PMDG busts your piggy bank, Zibo is free. All you have to do is just buy X-Plane 12, download it for free, the Zibo mod, and you got a fantastic 737. Even the level up version is really good. They've got a little work to do over there, but hey, they're just phenomenal, and they're free. That's a word you don't hear in the flight sim world much. Free. And they pack a punch with this aircraft. And we'll show a little bit of it to you. And I know you'll say, well, we can do this, this, and that. Fine. Is it free? How much money have you spent to date to have that PMDG? Here, all you did was you bought a sim, and that was it. It's free. You download it, it's free. So, anyway, so that's what we're doing today. We're flying for Southwest Airlines, not a virtual. We're not doing a virtual airline op today because if you haven't looked at the latest METARs, St. Louis has, well, a wind advisory up. And I know many of you, whoopee. Well, yeah, whoopee. 50 knot winds. Yeah, that's what they were when we departed Fort Lauderdale a few hours ago. This is, granted, to commercial pilot. It's a little, white knuckly for them, but nothing they really can't handle, but it's getting there. So it's a pretty much a white knuckle day into St. Louis. And I would fair to say we're headed to John Glenn International. I think it's international over there in Columbus. And I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have some white knuckles on that one too. So, all right. So let's get to work here. Again, this is Zibo. There's a lot of things packed into here that you pay a lot of money for elsewhere to have available to you. Here, it's built in to the aircraft. And level up, I've heard, we're going to test it out here in a couple days. If you follow some instructions, it goes and works the same way. Don't know, but we're going to try it out. But I do know, as you all saw in the last flight, it does work. And it will know we were in level ups in the prior Southwest flights. All right, so let's get into the business end. First off, now the reason the air stairs here instead of the jetway, a couple of reasons. Zibo has a built-in GSE. You'll see it here shortly. I'll do like we did in Fort Lauderdale, and you'll get to see that. And it just mind-blowing. You are not touching a button. It's all automated. It is just amazing. And again, it's free. So up we go into the cockpit. All right, we're in turnaround. Apt, we just landed. We're going to be turning around and taking off. All right, so we've got the GPU on, the chocks in, cabin lighting reset because I didn't reset it on landing. We're going to go here and hold. You could actually go to the next step, airside services, but we're going to hold. And we're going to bring in Sim Toolkit. Together, we're going to put this flight together. And then get it on its way to, oh, see, I told you, I either get yawns or I get hiccups. I'm going through hiccups right now. God. It doesn't help that I did eat in flight on the way in here, so. All right, now you've got a couple, hang on a second. Okay. Hopefully that settles it down. Wow. Couple of ways we can put the departure, the arrival here. And if we do have a flight plan active, hang on a second. Oh, my body is just being a pain in the rump. Anyway, if you have an active flight plan, now first off, for those of you with or thinking about Sim Toolkit, it too is all free. Volanta has a lot to it that is free, but there is a lot to it you got to pay subscriptions for. Here at Sim Toolkit, last I checked, I ain't paying a dime for it, and I'm not a paid spokesman or anything for them. I downloaded it and I run it. Okay, so consider this kind of helping you to decide, is this worth it or not? Okay, there are some great things about Volanta. I think there's some better things here at Sim Toolkit, but that's my opinion. It's your opinion that counts as to which one you use, if you use one. So, as I was saying, if you have your SimBrief account, you have a flight plan, you've generated the flight plan, then click load from SimBrief. Okay, just going to load that flight up, and then you just click fly now and go, which we'll do in a minute. However, if you want to build a flight plan, okay, say, well, a couple things. You could come over here to Real Airline Ops. We'll just do that. Click Real Flights. And St. Louis, KSTL. Pause for a moment. This is one of those tools you don't see on many. And then put, say, well, we'll just go ahead for now and do it. It's KCMH. Well, no, we'll just leave it there. Leave it there. Now you know what kind of goes in and out of here. You can scroll all of these flights. And now you're seeing, and these are real world. These aren't just made up, thrown on the, on a board. Yeah, that's what goes through. No, I sat and I watched all of these scroll through. Maybe, the frequencies and all may not be right, but these are here in St. Louis. Now, you can break it down by the operator. SWA, will that work? Okay, now all the Southwest flights. Now, I could even break it down to aircraft. So we're not going to, because I think real world, this might be a 700 that flies it. All right, now I just got to find it. Oh, wait a minute, it should have been in here. All right, I don't see it. Doesn't mean, but anyway, you get the drift. Now I know I could go to Pittsburgh, Dallas. Wow. Hang on, maybe I am. Because I know I saw it yesterday on the board, Columbus, so it may not have updated all the way. Point is, you can see what you can do. Even tells you aircraft 737, that's a 700, that's an 800. There's a max, and so forth. So that's one way to start this. So let's go back to plan a flight. Advanced planner for what we're going to do. And then I always click advanced because I like being able to fill in this stuff on the right hand. And I like making sure Sim Toolkit's up on my screen. Oh my goodness. Dang it. Anyway, sorry about all of that. We're not going to repeat it. You'll get a little bit of it here. But anyway, I like, we'll do this much at least. So from plan a flight, you could click, you know what, it isn't actually that hard. We'll just do that. There's the real flights coming up. Then you put in your departure. Yeah, I got to pay for when I make my mistakes. And then you can see now every flight, for the most part, that comes in and out of here. I do know this flight comes out of here. And then you could put SWA here. Click on it. And then that's all your Southwest. And you could even narrow it down by aircraft. You could go B-38s. You could go 737s, 738s, and so forth. And you could theoretically set it up right here by dispatch. I, on the other hand, am going to go to plan a flight, advanced, and then I'm going to click advanced again. All right, now we're back to where we were. I think this airport has a NetJets hangar inside it that I've been in too. You talking about St. Louis or Columbus? Columbus, okay. Cool. They should, because I think NetJets is based there. Fact check me though on that, but I think NetJets is based in Columbus, or they have some kind of a big hub of some kind. There, Godspeed. DL. This kind of self-explanatory. They haven't changed the name, so that could be why my flight didn't show up. Still Port Columbus. And then what we can do is, what are we in? November 831? Yeah, 8. Okay, so hang on. November 831. Oscar Charlie. Now, if there was a flight on that schedule, it would show up here for you to use. We're going to be flying Southwest 2406. You can look it up on FlightAware, just for you to know. E10, it departed, it came into A2. Write that one down. Always wondering and kind of guessed at it. All right, so our call sign is 2406, SWA 2406. Flight number is WN 2406. Now, if you're happy with that, click generate. If you're like me, I like to get over here, 3%, 45 minutes. Taxi out. We'll go 20 minutes to be safe, 10 minutes to get in. If you want to throw passengers cargo or set a zero fuel weight, you're more than welcome to. If you've got a preference for runway departures, SIDS, all of that you can set here. Otherwise, it just pulls from the data SimBrief would pull otherwise. So cost indexes, if you have one set on your aircraft, all of that. Once you have this all set in the way you want. First flight today, I talked about it. The plan format right here is where you would do that here. in SimBrief, it is, hang on. I'm trying to find it. Stand by. It's usually right up near the top. Well, there it is. All right, let me pull that up real quick. Okay, here's what I'm working, just so I had the numbers I needed. Okay, so you would click load. This is just like SimBrief on your browser. I've just attached it to Sim Toolkit. Right here is that same location, OFP, Operation Flight Plan Layout, meaning if you want it to look like American, I don't know if that's real or not. United, they have a couple different years to work from. Air France, I think the same thing. Lufthansa's in there. Southwest actually is in there. And a whole bunch of other big airlines. You can choose from them. And, you know, run with that data if you're familiar with it. If you're not, stick with that at the top, Lido. That is basically your default. That way you can just go through and you'll, like many of you would be used to, it makes sense. American, just, I kind of like it for the way it sets up, information given and all of that. United gives other information some pilots are used to. Don't look to your left if you like realism. Uh-oh. Is there another airplane on me? Oh, there isn't anything. I got, you know, when you say stuff like that, you know you always got to look. Okay, nothing to my left or to my right. Oh, British Airways. Okay, cool. Well, shampoo, I'll tell you this much. Lufthansa flies in here. A330s. So, but yeah, I mean, it, you know, is a British Airways going to be spotted here in St. Louis? No. Hey, it's the flight sim. You can do whatever you want. So, but anyway, that's what that was all about. Let me get rid of that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead, generate the flight plan. All it's doing now is reaching out to SimBrief, pull that data in, fill it up, and we'll be where we usually start our flights. What I wanted to show was just how you can set a flight up in here, or, like I said, put SimBrief down here. Okay, so here's our flight. It's going to take about an hour and 20 minutes once we get airborne, and we'll click fly now. And currently no ATC. But here is that big blob that was snowing on us earlier. And there'll be a little break over there in Columbus here soon. And then that blob of snow and all that fun stuff's coming your way. Or coming our way, because we're going to be going east. Loadout for today. We're loading 30,000 pounds, it looks like, payload. I had nothing to do with that. You watched. It's whatever SimBrief came up with. 150 passengers, and we're going to go out on the JHart 7 Kelly to, transition to the JADUB Dublin 1 arrival. Currently 30 left. That is a correct runway for departure. 28 left. That I don't know, but it probably is out there. So pretty decent. 21 on the cost index, 37. No, it's right now precipitating. Probably rain. Snow is coming. If you're looking at the screen there, Godspeed, this blob back here where Kelly top of climb, bib, and that is snow. Well, look on the bright side. I can tell you this much. If I could send you a picture right now, no accumulation outside my door. Just a nuisance to see it in the air. But anyway, cost index 21 and we'll fly at 37,000. Weather, still windy as all get out here, but it's more down the runway than when we arrived. 290 at 25, gusting still to 40, 2400. Okay, well, we can squibble over that. And highest peak was 2022. About an hour and a half ago at 41 knots. So about close to when we landed. So barometric pressure is rising rapidly. It's up 5 since we landed. So, all right, over in Port Columbus, otherwise known to everyone, is John Glenn now. 240 at 19, gusts to 33. So we are not getting a break. I guess 28 left is a good suggested landing runway. I haven't looked at the chart. Their peak wind was 37 knots about an hour ago. So it's coming. Godspeed. Wherever you are in Ohio, it's coming. All right. And finally, I'm going to come offline here momentarily. I'm going to file a new flight plan.
Attention all aircraft. St. Louis Lambert International information golf current. Altimeter 2960.
Perfect. It matched. And by the way, that is the ATIS that comes with the onboard default ATC system that we got to really work with. I mean, they came up with a phenomenal ATC. It's the best I've ever seen in a flight sim that you didn't have to buy, download, and use externally if you didn't want to be on VATSIM or IVO or any of them. No, it can go away. I hope it passes us, Godspeed says. Godspeed. All right, 22:22 time right now is 21:43. Let's go for 20. We'll go for 35. I have to work in it. Oh, believe me, I know those days. Those days, and I like to be able to say it that way. Those days. Most of my life, I had to work in the weather. One way or another. All right, and everything looks good. We'll file it for 22:35. Okay, coming online here momentarily, so and we're going to be 2406. Okay, 2562. I think that's what we had coming in. Oh, close. 25. Okay, double check 2562. All right. Flip and flip. We don't need those on right now. Okay. Now we're going to make sure the lights are turned up. All right, and hang on. Menu. All right, we're set. We're ready to go. We're on internal or ground power, and we're ready to get this thing fired up. Cleveland Center is up. I don't think they're part of Cleveland. I think it's Indianapolis. We'll find out though. All right, so we're looking at 37,000. So we'll go 38. And what is Port Columbus? All right, just getting another piece of software set up. There we go. And the altitude there is 800. Okay, 815. We'll go there. Yeah, we'll stay there. All right, we're ready to start this checklist up. So anyway, there you have it, folks. And I got a feeling I forgot to take Sim Toolkit down. I did. And we're ready to go. And just a side note there. Godspeed. This probably is all liquid. This is now most likely all snow. Now, it's not supposed to, didn't accumulate here, but I haven't heard north of us. So, trust your forecasters. Don't trust Sim Toolkit with weather radar type information. Okie doke, here we go.
Seabird Concord 1274 heavy, reach check.
Loud and clear. All right, here we go. All right, so we're the continuing on cruise, so we can skip a little, but we're not. New people. Okay, everything looks good. Clicking, good test. ELT's armed. Again, as we said in the first flight, make sure, well, I recommend you set heading status up here so you know how long to align, and then click align. Get your on DC. Once it says align, go nav. That ding is to tell you set your ref. And that's what we're going to do. Set your position. So click FMC. Double check your data. Again, okay, March 19th. I thought it was the 20th, March 19th. Okay, and then clear. Put it, oh, whoa. Back up. When you screw up like that, go back. KSTL. And then down. Left. Put the coordinates in. Route. And then we're going to KCMH. Now, you can leave this alone for now. Stand by. I'm going to, since we heard 60, we're going to go ahead and set it. I'm going to go ahead and keep us on. Even though it might get noisy, we'll stay on CTAF. All right. Now, once I hit that point, I come over here. Now I click airside. Now I click the triangle. And I hit load operating flight plan. How many remember what our passenger count was? Yes, I love testing people on here. 150 is correct. 13,038 pounds for fuel, and our estimated zero fuel weight was 125,043. Compliments of a second screen. No, I didn't write that down. Second screen, I brought up Sim Toolkit, or Sim sim brief. So once you verify this, click activate. Then you can click back and you can see the status. Now I'm going to go outside the plane. So we should see. Hang on, folks.
Speedway 1274 Heavy, pushing back on the Lima 2 pad.
Oh, prayers, folks, prayers. Things are just still volatile here. We could really, anyway. But anyway, as you saw, the GSE, that's not extra, folks. That's not another program on X-Plane. That's right in ZIBO. Automatic, everything's going just like it should. All right, we're going to get in here and get going so we can get this nice little flight. Should take us about 1 hour and about 10 minutes to get there. All right, so let's get to work. Okay, up here we are going to now work on what I call the middle portion of the overhead. That's the part from where the landing lights are up to this break here, and then you have what we just did, 2 minutes. And again, we do not have to worry anything about our FMCs. They're going to align just fine. So here we go. And I'm just going to kind of, okay, we're on ground power. Cabin utils are on. Oh boy. Okay, it hadn't started. Okay, the chime only, if that's down in either auto or on, that will start the passenger boarding. Otherwise, you're okay, and I forgot to do that. So, yeah. Pitot heats need to be off too. Okay, anti-ice is off. Our electrics A and B are off. Fuel pumps all off. Trim air on. Ice recircs on. Again, 737-700, these are different. We're going to go ahead, get this airplane's APU back on. And continue what we're doing while we watch. So you don't have a trim air switch on the 700. I didn't know that until a few weeks ago. So I thought I'd pass that along. 38,000, we're going to 37 and 800 for their lights are set. And we'll stay on the left side. APU's throttling up right now. And Okay, it's just when that blue light comes on right above it, that's our APU gens. We'll turn those on, the APU bleed, and switch to APU gen.
Stewart Concord, 1274 Heavy, taxiing right 30 left via Charlie Golf.
And we're all set. Okay, let's get our flight put in. As soon as we get this started, we're going to let the passengers board, and then hopefully, like the first flight, will all come together. We don't end up waiting on either one. Okay. And then now you can see our route is in there. Now I'm going to bring, see what I forgot. Oh, good. Nothing. Charts in. Another great program out there, folks. Keeps your charts up to date. So when ATC asks you to go direct Kelly, you know where it is. Or direct JADUB. Also, make sure your FMCs are up to date. We had a classic example last flight, and it makes it hard when you can't do, because they're giving you shortcuts, and that helps. So, believe me, in the real world, they really want them. All right, so what you're seeing here, we're going to pull up the J-Heart 7. Coming off 3 zeros. We're going to go RNAV to Walter, Annie, Lex, K, J-Heart, Dobler, Bible Grove, Kelly, Shelbyville, and I'm losing it there. I forgot where we finish up at. Hang on. Kelly. Okay. Then from Kelly, we're going to go. So from Kelly, we then go to our initial for the arrival. Okay. So here we go. Quick aside. We're going to push straight back, taxi down, Charlie, out to Golf, and take off 30 left. So there's your departure and taxi brief. Hang on. Sorry, folks. The little girl has to go to baby daddy. That unfortunately has to happen, but some things happened today that are, anyway, stressful. So prayers for my daughter and granddaughter. That one, all goes well in the transfer, and two, all goes well. So, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Anyway, getting back into the flight here. So now that you've seen what it looks like here, stand by. I'm going to get rid of charts. And then we're going to come up here. And what I do real quick is I set it to plan, and I'm going to bump it out a little bit. What I'm looking for are discontinuities and potentially problems that could give us problems. First, I'm going to go to the approach, departure. I got to get next page. There it is. Okay, we're taking off 30 left. Yes, it's there. We're going to go on the J-Heart. Yes, it's there. Kelly. Yes, that's what we're doing. I like to verify. All right. Now we go to legs, and we're going to just basically step through, making sure everything's there, no discontinuities until we get to JADUB. All right, so we got Kelly, and then we got to, I hit the wrong button, sorry. JADUB. Now, okay, so I need to go back into departure arrival, click arrival. First things first, I like showing this as a neat tool that you have here with charts. Okay, so you can see the arrival, JADUB, Kyra, Eichel, Mel's, Dublin, and actually, I don't know which one. I think we're coming down here. Anyway, from Dublin, we head for our runway. Okay. Now, here's a neat, it looks like, okay, yeah, that would make sense heading this way. Okay, approaches available. Okay, we have an RNAV. Well, let's, before we jump the gun here, 22015, 10 miles scattered. Okay, we're VFR. Runway codes, wet. Cool. This is what I was really looking for with St. Louis, and they didn't put them out. So it might be dry. When that wind hits a runway, folks, you don't know how quickly they can be dried out. So that's a I'll give it to them. I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. This is the ATIS real world at this time. So RNAV 28 left's available, ILS 28 right. I'm also going to pull an extra chart, not St. Louis, don't need it. CMH, parking gates. We said Alpha 2. All right, now what side are we on? Okay, so if we come in 28 right, we've got a little bit of a taxi. If we do 28 left, we got a little shorter. But we're coming, I don't know what they would allow. Rereading just to make sure. RNAV 28 left, ILS 28 right.
1274 heavy departing runway 30 left.
I'm going to go with the ILS. A little bit longer taxi, but oh well. Okay, so what we'll do is come back to approaches. ILS 28. Oh, wait a minute. What are we set up for? Hang on. Oh, we are set up for the left side. Okay. Okay, I'll work with that then. Now, if you're curious, click what looks like a map. Limited is 5 miles. As much as I don't like flying them, we're going to do it. So we're going to come in, do the RNAV limited into runway 28 left, and that'll put us on the side we need to be. Of course, if anyone comes up between now and then, they may shove us the other way and we have to do a change. We'll do that in flight if we have to. But that's our game plan. Okay, so we come back to here. Uh, 28 left RNAV. Oh, wait a minute. Which RNAV are we doing? Zulu. Taze. Wait a minute, Arnav Zulu. Oh, T's. T's. So we're coming off T's. Dublin 1. JADUB. Execute. Go back to legs. All right, so one more. Here we go. All right, now let's step it out. JADUB. Okay, so step, step, step. Looks good. Dublin. Virgily. Poles, traces, T's. Okay, from T's we go to T's, limited. And then from limited for the runway. All right, and then out to Bhutan, BU, fly over and do our thing. All right, and that's our flight. Not fix. Legs, route. Okay. Going to do the request. We're not going to get an activate. It's just going to fill in. I'm going to come up here. Hang on, let me show it to you. See how it's saying hold PAX boarding, set chime switch to on? Okay, and they'll start boarding here in a moment. PAX boarding, and as we take a look out, here come buses to bring them in. Again, the buses wouldn't show up if we had full access with the gates. Like I said, I don't know how Sam works with the gates. All right, so we're done here. So hang on. Come up here. Go back to map. And then down. Okay. So now, real quick, because we're running a little behind here. No, they're not. So 2.8 plus 3.26. Okay. All right. Okay, now to get our N1 numbers, pulling it up right now. All right, we're looking at takeoff 2, 45. Wait for it. It'll show up over here what they recommend. Go to the takeoff page. CG. Next page. Okay, so runway wind is 290 at 26. Runway slope, if any, down 3, 4. Okay, so down 0.4 slash 303. Gonna go wet. No, we're not. Okay, and finally, flaps 5. All right, now we're calling for speeds. $155, or wait a minute, 151, 156, 162. Oh, my bad. Accidentally disconnected. All right, so we've got the takeoff page already set, ready to go. Okay, APU bleeds and all are on. Once the passengers are loaded, we'll go with that. We're pretty much ready to go. All right, J Hart. Let's see if there's anything in particular. No. Okay, there we go. Oh, wait, I wanted that. There. All right, we're ready to go. We're just waiting on her to tell us everybody's aboard. %60. All right, so we are ready to go. I hope you all are. Be a good chance right now to take a quick break, go grab something.
St. Louis Lambert International Information Hotel. Current altimeter 2962.
Okay, and all right, let's get the flight directors all set up here. We're taking off 162. 303. For now, we're going to straight climb to 37. Okay, I hope y'all are ready. Just double checking that. Okay, 37 is the magic number, and flight directors will turn them off for now. Get them ready to go when she says we're ready to go. So again, I hope you all are having a great Wednesday and a great start to Lent. Hope you I hope you practice Lent if you're a Christian, in that it helps focus the mind and relieve some of that holds you from getting to better know God and Jesus. It could very well be your schedule you put a fast to, meaning I'm going to say no. Or it could be a lot of things. So it's just what is blocking you from drawing closer to God. And for those that don't think it's biblical, it's all over the Bible that we are to get closer to God. And there are times of years where we're supposed to. And, you know, to each their own, that's so. Uh, but yeah, I hope. And look on the other side. Hey, the fish fries start up if you're into fish. And there's a lot of them. But that's what's behind it. It's not just a Catholic thing, and I know many Christians are moving so far away from anything to do Catholic that they miss what was that all about. I'm not Catholic, never was, never probably will be. But there are things within their um, denomination, for lack of a better word, that sometimes makes sense if you're not willing to put that wall up like so many do. All right, we're getting to 100%. So really, take the time this Lent. I know people kick their cell phones away. They kick social media away. And, power to them.
Fan. Speedbird 1274. Visual approach runway 30 right.
Okay. Not sure why that's a pan, but anyway, I hope you have a great Lent. These 40 days are meant to draw you closer to the Lord.
Attention all aircraft. Altimeter 263.
Welcome aboard. They're going to be underway shortly for the first leg. These three wonderful flight attendants, give them your attention as we push and taxi. They're going to give you plenty of attention and ready. Enjoy the flight. We'll talk to you about the airport.
All right, here we go. Okay, everything's good there. Coming down, let's just go ahead and click it. Remove it. Okay, everything's clear except for the chocks, and that's coming next. Let's get this thing pushing.
Ground to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit, tow is driving up.
Concorde does not like wind. Sorry to hear that there, Shampoo.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
Cleared to connect.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Brake off.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Okay, fuel pumps on.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
All right, looks like we're just about ready to taxi here.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
All right, we're ready just about. All right, this time I'm going to take just a little more time. 5.75. Okay. Flaps are at 5. Auto brake RTO. And we're going to go to systems. Okay, landing lights, heading VOR nav. Okay, that's all set. Flap set. We're ready to taxi. Blank the lower. There we go. Here we go. St. Louis traffic southwest 2406, taxi 230 left. Okay, final checks. Okay, start switches continuous. Auto brakes RTO. Flaps set to 5. And landing lights will extend on the runway. ATC Terra's on, heading bug set, RNAV VNAV set, and lower panel is blanked out. And St. Louis traffic southwest 2406, departing 30 left, J-Hart 7. Okay, airspeed's alive, looks good.
E1. Rotate. Positive rate.
And it's that simple. We're airborne.
1,000.
Making our immediate turn. And basically, we're going to basically loop around in a long, extended out downwind and then turn out east towards Ohio. Flaps coming up. All right, I hope you enjoyed that ground time. Sorry, Shampoo Flyer, to find out Concorde does not like wind. Sorry to say. Neat airplane, I just never was a real huge fan, although I did like the 3 hours across the Atlantic. I always loved those kind of flights, but I just really never got just a lot to it. Just a little bit more work in the Concorde than the 747-200 that we fly. So, but that's not why. It was a great aircraft in its day, and unfortunately, that crash in France just really, and the fact it's tough to make money with it, was really hard on it. So, but I'm sorry to hear that. Hope you're able to join us. If not, I get it. We took a little longer on the ground than anticipated. Compliments of our, first officer. She, she wants to play. She wants to play, and we get kind of put into a delay. Little 11-month-old. So, but anyway, we're on our way. Again, the ETA on this flight's about a 1 hour fly time. So I hope y'all can join us along the way. Indianapolis is a good pickup point. A couple of other airports, Terre Haute and Evansville, but love to have you come along. All right. ZIBO is up and flying. $10,000. Get our double check. Packs are set. Everything's set. Up we go. Although, I didn't think about this. Oh yeah, we'll get to 37. Never mind. I was thinking we might not be able to make 37,000 feet. So, but anyway, I hope y'all are having a fantastic Wednesday. Hey, it's hump day, folks. We're coming over the hump, headed into the weekend. So, I hope it's been an okay week so far for you. And again, We're still waiting to hear on my youngest daughter's job interviewing. They said take a couple more days to make the decision. So keep her in your prayers, please. Plus the little one. You all heard earlier a little bit, just the tip of my thumb of what all is going on. And that's, how unfortunately these kinds of things happen. And I just hope both parties level their thinking, level their heads, cool down, and work from that footing, not a reactionary footing as some are. But thank you so much for the prayers to date. I can feel them on my heart for the stuff going on in my life. Decisions that I'm going to have to make, and thank you. All right, looks like we're getting ready to come out on top. Let's see what kind of ATC. Whoa. That's a pretty good run. There's airports south of Columbus I've delivered cargo to, and a couple of flights work into it. I'm trying to see where the other one is. Okay, coming in from overseas. Yeah, it's the old Rickenbacker Air. It's Rickenbacker Air National Guard. I think they're still as an Air National Guard, but it's now primarily a big freight hub for a lot of them, and it really amazed me how much within a couple of 100 miles some really major cargo hubs were in the 90s, from Indianapolis with FedEx, Louisville with UPS. At the time, only DHL and a limited portion of DHL in CVG, Cincinnati. Look at it today. Wow. Dayton, Ohio with Emery Worldwide, and Rickenbacker was getting into the cargo. I picked up 2 or 3 loads there of air freight. And there was an airport, and for the love of Waynesville, Wayne something. Anyway, it was an Air Force base that turned over. I don't know when, and the Airborne Express took over pretty much the entire airport. It's unreal when I picked up there how they had the whole airport. The amount of aircraft there was unreal. So just amazing in that little cone how many cargo airports, hubs, and so forth that were there. Just amazing. And to be totally honest, it's not even the East Coast. It's not even the center of the country, and obviously not the West Coast. But yeah, just amazing. That little cone there, a couple of 100 miles either way, they're there. It was just amazing to me. So, and look where we are today. All right, J Hart 7. Oh, clear that. And we are out of the clouds. That's awesome. uh, that's awesome. Friend over at another virtual organization I'm with here on Flight Simming chiming in watching. That's awesome. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. And you can keep your critiques to yourself. Oh, nice. Great guy. Great guy. Flying with Arnold. Hey, welcome in. Hello, hello. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I just happened to look down at my phone and go, okay, flying with Mike. Why am I calling myself hello? And then I went, flying with Arnold. Welcome in, sir. Hope you are having a wonderful and glorious day. And just a quick catch up who you're watching and seeing here, those that are new to the channel. First off, we'd love for you to hit follow. By chance, if you're catching this off YouTube, love for you to smash that subscribe button there on YouTube and the thumbs up so you know when the video's release next. But a little bit about me. I've actually do have a private pilot's license, so yeah, I take critique. Yeah, but I'm not instrument nor commercial rated, and God forbid rated to fly something like this. Don't think they let private pilots in them. Maybe they do. Maybe no. Anyway, but I got that back in the 80s. Stopped flying in 1985 when trying to get a young 20-year-old figuring out his life and all of that and paying to fly now, since up to that point my folks were paying, was a daunting task. I left flying, joined the military, became a firefighter in the military, and 4 years later got out. Now, I was already a firefighter with the Air National Guard. I just decided let's do it full time, because jobs back, if folks remember, early 80s were rough to find. Ronald Reagan would come through and there would be a lot of jobs, but in the beginning, trying to get us out of what was going on in the 70s and all, not getting into those politics, but anyway, that's how it was. Came out of the Air Force in the 90s, still having a hard time finding anything in firefighting, a whole litany of reasons. Won't mention here. But I ended up taking up and driving a truck for about 10 years. 1998, 1999, I refound the flight sim. I actually had flown this when I was a firefighter a couple times, very early versions of Microsoft. It'd make you laugh. But they were workable, even though you could only go to Champaign, and that's about it from Chicago. But in 98, 99 time frame, picked up the flight sim again, and I haven't stopped. I've got a lot of hours logged on VATSIM, been through a century of flight, 2002, FSX, worthy simulators for their days and their computing powers. FSX took a little bit, 13 years before the next sim would come out. A new computer, new sims, and I tried X-Plane for the second time. First time, hated it. It was just way too horrible. It looked like a toy. And what Austin did between then and when I came on in X-Plane 11 is monumental in my book. Fantastic simulator. Stayed with it, and thankfully never busting the bank again overpaying for all the sims Microsoft puts out. And they're not cheap. Some will say, yeah, they are. No, they really aren't. Went through X-Plane 11, did the switch over to 12, and I love it. I also, at the same time, coming into 11, began to stream. And for better or for worse, it's enjoyable. And I hope I can give a little bit of the knowledge I know about flying. Not as much as many out there, but I have a little of what I've gained. I've been interested in aviation much of my life, and I've learned a lot, listened and learned a lot, and it's amazing. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, I'd love you to smash that follow button here on Twitch. Like I said, if you're over on the YouTube, when we put the video out to YouTube, I'd love you to smash subscribe and like it, so that way we know to keep going with it. We really, really are blessed to have all of you here. "29 Palms with the Marines." Wow, where did I serve? Ohio, in the Springfield base in Springfield, Air National Guard. At the time, we had A7s. Look them up if you've never heard of it. I actually liked them. They were a pretty, it was a quick, interesting story. Yep, they are old. Actually no longer in service. However, interesting note with them. Our unit, we as Air National Guard, you all know, 2 weeks in the summer, somewhere you go somewhere. Or with us, the firefighters have to go with them wherever they go. And anyway, our 2 weeks was Arizona. And no, I'm sorry, England Air Force Base, Louisiana, because the A-10s. And our guys would go down and play in a new military area, new targets, new this, that. It's not like, oh, you know, if I go this way and then close my eyes and turn 10 degrees that way, come back, wait 2 seconds, turn this way, oh, there's my target. No, these are totally different, so you can't do that. Well, anyway, they're in the gun range, and the firefighters there at the base took us out. I was enjoying watching them go in and out. Our guys were just spectacular. And then the A-10s came in. Oh my goodness. If you've never seen an A-10 in action, be it, God forbid, in the sandbox or in combat or just in a military operating area, oh my God, your mind is just going to explode. What an airplane. One, it's quiet. They literally sneak up on you. Two, besides durability, they can deliver a punch better than any airplane out there. And proven many a times. Many airplanes were put into service to basically get rid of it. And they can't get rid of it because it keeps winning and winning and winning. Very much a survivable plane. Proven many times in battle. So what a sight to watch this thing hit the gun range. Oh Lord, and then that burp, just unreal. And then to watch the target just disintegrate. It was unreal. So anyway, that's the fun I had in the Guard. Got to see him a second time, deployed to Volk Field, Wisconsin, with the Air Force fire unit I was with at Scott. And oh my gosh, every memory just came back from that day at the range in Louisiana. Just an amazing airplane. Air shows will never do them justice, folks. Yeah, they continue to. Actually, they thought the F-35 would do it. It failed. For other roles, yes, it's good. But what the A-10 was built to do, F-35 doesn't stack up to it. So, yeah, they keep trying to scrap this plane and can't come up with something to replace it that looks like these brand sparkling new fighters they have. They just can't do what the A-10 does. The air tractors. Well, I think the only plane that might compare would be the old Dragonflies of Vietnam, but their survivability wasn't all that great. Yeah, well, the A-10 can loiter too. That's where the difference comes into play. They thought the F-16 could beat it. Nope. The A-10 loitered so much longer and tore up so much more stuff. But yeah, I could see where a crop duster could do that. But again, to strap on what the A-10 straps on in one flight is just amazing. I would love to see him bring back the A-1 Sky Raider. Now that would be a fun fight to watch. Yeah, air tractor. I just can't see, what is it, 10 Mavericks strapped underneath that plane? And a 30mm cannon to boot. Yeah, the A-10's loiter is just what was amazing. They could just sit and sit and sit over targets and just tear them to just pieces. And the other thing that kills most of the competition to them, they have two engines. Yeah, you stall the tractor. You probably would. I've heard a rumor, and it's only a pilot said once, yeah, we hit the trigger and we can feel the plane slowing. So yeah, it would probably stall it. But the two engines is the part that for survivability, and it's an amazing plane. When they transformed it from the A-10A to the C, A being it's kind of funny, but affectionately called analog, and the C computer log, because all the fancy schmancy avionics were put into it. The pilots really didn't like the C, although the C was more lethal. The A was a pilot's airplane. They had to fly it. The autopilot was there, but overall they had to fly it. And it's like I said, A10, that was just such a day at the range. And it's a shame that or that A10 squadron no longer exists. They were the they claimed to be the original location of the Flying Tiger Squadron when they came back from China. And now the base is closed. Totally honest, I don't even know what they're doing with it now. So, but England Air Force Base, outside of Alexandria, Louisiana. One side of the runway, the alligators, the other side of the runway, the swamp. All right, we're about top of descent. 80 miles out. Let's get a quick METAR burst here. D KCMH. All right, so we're looking at 220 at 15, gusting to 23. We'll take that over what St. Louis had. 10-mile visibility and a broken sky at 3,200 feet. Peak wind. Man. ICAO. I don't remember that in my brief. Okay, well, that's not ATC telling me that's auto. Anyway, back to the weather brief. Peak wind at 2108. Currently, that's like 2 hours ago. That was at 38 knots, so not as bad as St. Louis, but bad enough. It'll be fun. So strap in, and here we go. All right, according to this, 10 miles west of ICAO and maintain 14. Interesting story. I believe it's on the southeast side of the airport here in Columbus. Was a place called the 94th Aero Squadron. Great restaurant. Was, I believe, a real squadron, maybe back in World War One, maybe World War Two, or both. We actually had a franchise here in St. Louis at Lambert. You could eat outside, watch the airplanes take off and land, listen to them via a hookup they had with each table. Really a cool place. We no longer have it here in St. Louis, but great food, and I just thought it was cool. When I was in college at Ohio University, Athens, studying for communications, to work in TV or something like that, I was also trying to build my flying time, get my experience up, because that's where I really wanted to go. And like I said, it all fell apart, and that's fine. But it was just so cool to fly from Athens to Port Columbus and back. Back then, it was just such a cool time. Actually, it was one of the my only, if you will, and I could have, but nobody was there at Athens to respond, declared an emergency because my alternator had gone out on the plane. Generator. And granted, I still had the battery and the magnetos, but still, to me, I was a little nervous. But we landed safely and all, the Cessna and all. Come to find out, who knows? If somehow the switch didn't engage all the way, I may have missed it. Who knows? But that was just such a great flight to have dinner, other than college food. Ugh. Anyway, there at the 94th. Could be there still today. I don't know. So we are descending. Goal is hang on. ICAO, 10 miles this side of it, at 14,000 feet. Trying to see, let me see if I can't spin us out a little further. Not really. Doesn't look like we're going to make it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and begin to steepen us. I'm going to go ahead and speed us up to I'll be 10 miles past it, but we're doing a little better. Got the coughs now. But I hope you've enjoyed, those of you on Twitch, I hope you've enjoyed both flights to date. We had a great time into St. Louis. That was fun. Even though we had those strong winds, it still worked out really well. Much better than what we did in O'Hare. A week earlier with the same kind of conditions, minus the overcast blickiness. Here, things are looking a little better, a little less on the huff and puff side. However, tomorrow you will see that side of the storm, so, or later tonight, who knows. But it's, you know, still winter. As much as us here in the States don't want it, it is still here for another, hang on, another 15 days, 15, 16 days. So, you know, we just got to realize we're going to bump through it, and we're going to still bump through it even into April. But eventually, summer will win, And those of you that like summer will be jumping for joy. While those of you that love winter will be sad again. So, and as original Godspeed said earlier, he just wants winter to be over. Oh, for skiing purposes. Oh, yeah, but are you really skiing or are you wanting to drive with skis? Because when you're on the interstate, you become skiing. Yeah, I get it. Flying with Arnold. Need some more snow. Well, I'll be honest, when March 1 hits, I'm ready for spring to begin, even though I know it's going to take time. Just like when, I think it's November when I usually, I'm ready for winter to start. So, also, since I haven't heard a lot about it in the news, it's time change weekend here in the States. So, Sunday, don't forget to move your clocks an hour ahead. Or you'll be late. It's already. And it's kind of lately been sneaking up. It's like people, really don't talk about it like they used to. And I see you also said you need summer so you can go camping. I get that. I'm not a big camper myself. Well, I am, but from a hotel room. The bugs and me just don't get along. All right, so we are coming up on CYRAH. It's pretty close to where they wanted us at, so I am going to see if I steepen this, if that helps. A little bit. I don't want to steepen it too much. Okay, let's go ahead, get things set up. I think there's a disconnect here. Things are not set up right, or it's just with this version. That's the next one. Prepare for landing. All right, we're going to go ahead and throw a little speed brake at it. There we go. Now we're in compliance. And then we'll look at our chart. Next will be Okay, so we got to eventually end at 6,000 and 210. All right. All right, I am gonna back up our RNAV with the ILS. Just decided, you know what? Let's just be safe. Not what I wanted to do. There. All right, ILS frequency is 11175. I think that's all we got to worry about. Okay.
1,000 to go.
Here we come. Right about right. All right. And that'll be a heading of 281. What I'm using it for is a backup, so when we come in, we have that if for some reason we're in the clouds. Okay, Mel's will begin descending to 6,000 slowly. All right, Cleveland, Atlanta, nothing. Okay. So again, hope you all had a great day, great week. Halfway there to the weekend. We're over the hump. Tomorrow's Friday Eve. Brake set 3. Terrain looks good. We're not getting any weather returns, which is always somewhat assuring. So we're on our way, just about to get into the pattern here. And just so y'all know, at 13,000 feet, we're at 1 degree. Thankfully above zero. 13,000 feet for those in the area. Don't get nervous. Should be live weather. Now, how well it shows up, I don't know. Looked like Sim Toolkit had locked up, so I had to restart it, and actually, we're in that opening between the two systems. All right, let's go with the so the way this came into St. Louis last night, or yesterday, we had some severe weather nearby. Oh, hang on. That passed overnight, and then the winds just went nuts. As we've been reporting all day how bad it was here. But there was this lull in between the heavy rain and then the snow. And it even took a little bit for the temperatures still to get down to where it was cold enough to snow. So that rolled through, took about 4-5 hours, something like that. Just to, about 4 or 5 hours. And all it was just nuisance snow is what I call it. And
1,000 to go.
And now we're waiting for it to clear up, because they said it's probably going to clear up tonight sometime. I thought, by the way they talked, it might be by sunset. I think they're wrong. All right, we're set up for 6,000. I think I may have to steepen us one more time. All right, for the RNAV to work, I think we're gonna hit it.
1,000 to go.
All right, what I feared. I don't see it. All right, so Okay, we got 3 green. No airport yet. Okay. I think I have an airport. Columbus Airport, Southwest 2406 on the RNAV, 28 left, turning final. And I got a runway. I think I might just take it from here. Columbus International, Southwest 2406, 6-mile final, 28 left. I'm going to tell you right now, the winds feel worse here than St. Louis. And Columbus Airport, Southwest 2406, 3-mile final.
Think rate. Think rate. Think rate. Think rate.
Yeah, these are worse than St. Louis.
Minimum.
Think rate. Think rate.
$100.
Think rate. Think rate.
$50. response.
And Columbus Airport, Southwest 2406 off at Charlie 6 to the terminal. All right. Welcome to Columbus. Last time I was here, which was very early on in X-Plane 12, the jetways didn't work. We'll see if that changed. All right, let's make sure the brake is set. It is. Okay, final checks here. Trim. 4 units set. Probe heat's off. Radars are off. Okay, APU bleed. Fasten seatbelts, not yet. Okay. All right, well, we were going to bring the jetway in, but I guess was determined not to. All right, so we're here. Let's go now and try and figure out what we did. Close that out. Close the overlay out. All right. Let's look at Sim Toolkit. Let's see how this played out. All right, 363 feet a minute at 124 knots. Not bad. 1.6 Gs. Wish it could have been a little better, but, you know, it is what it is. And that was actually, to me, felt like a worse wind than St. Louis. And that was supposedly supposed to have been down the runway, and I don't think it was here in Columbus. Okay, an hour and 13 minutes over here, 355 miles, 2,700 kilograms of fuel, and we've been over this already. Let's take a look at how we did on the runway. Now watch, it wanted us to land on the right. No, it actually was correct. All right, so again, we mentioned this is where you aim. We ended up, no, we did not. What? It did want us on the right side. Holy mackerel. You never can win in this battle. All right, so we know that's 1,000, 15, 2,000. Going to call it about 2,300 feet down the runway and probably 20 feet off the center line, maybe 30. Not good, but we were fighting that crosswind the whole time. I actually thought we were on the other side, the left side. So, oh well. So, and we are parked. Oh, that really is an open gate. Wow. This is where we are, and that was Alpha 2, which is technically what they wanted us in. Okay. Well, beautiful flight nonetheless. Windy as all get out. It has just been the name of the day. Wind. And lots of it here in the Midwest. So we're going to put a wrap on this tonight, folks. This has been a great day of flying. Hope y'all in Columbus are ready for it. I hope y'all in the Midwest are ready for spring. So for now, I hope you all enjoyed. We'll get outside, let you all see what's going on. I love artificial traffic on airports. Cracks me up. All right, so let's go ahead and call this. It was a great day of flying and just a wonderful approach and landing to Lambert, which had the worst winds, and a fair to an okay landing here in Columbus, which had less wind, sort of, kind of, so to speak. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Tomorrow we're flying Delta, and that's all I'm going to give away because there's still some possibility of an aircraft change. So, but I hope you enjoy. Check out the About. You can find out a little bit about it, schedule here at Twitch. So, again, hope you had a great day. Hope your Wednesday went well. It's the start to Lent, 40 days till the Passion of Christ. And I really hope you do take some time to look inward, find what's holding you back from worshiping and getting to know God, to get to know Jesus a little more. Some people, like I said, it's the cell phone, they get rid of it for 40 days. Think about that one, folks. Some people get rid of social media. That's not a bad one. And of course, some get rid of chocolate. What will you give up for 40 days? It's what they call it, a fast. Not necessarily are you fasting food. But like I said, fasting what is holding you back from your walk with Christ. And like I said, it started I guess it started with the Catholics. I don't know if it did or not. But a lot of people, because of that, kind of shy away from it. But when you look at the true meanings of what this 40 days is all about, yeah, it's the start of Lent. It's Ash Wednesday, and I pray you all find your way. Find your way to Christ. And I would love to help y'all. So I hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday. God bless you all. And we'll see you tomorrow.